Hi, everybody. This is Dodge Wolf. Today is our first podcast on Don't Look at the Bus. I'm in studio with my co-host, Jandis.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you.
Jandis, let's introduce ourselves. So, y'all probably recognize me or my voice from Dodge Wolf Gaming Channel. Yeah, that's about it. So, how about you, Jandis?
I'm not sure how people would recognize me other than my lovely voice, my beautiful red hair.
That
Yes.
and being a sultry redhead.
And
So there
being
you go.
a sultry redhead, yes. If you've ever seen a sultry redhead out on the town in Idaho, that's me.
Well, there you go, folks. That's Jandis with a capital J. Today we're going to oh, this is actually unnerving. We're going to talk about what the show is going to be all about. We're going to talk about ourselves a little bit. Not that we're what's the word I'm looking
Egotistical?
for? Egotistical or
Yeah,
what's the word?
vain,
Vain.
conceited, self-absorbed. Need I say more?
God, as long as you're talking right at me. Well,
If anybody's curious, we are best friends,
We
and
are.
we actually live together.
Mhm.
So this actually makes it a lot easier, I would say, because we know each other so well.
Very well.
That we definitely have a knack for working off of each other's uncomfortable parts.
That's what she said. Here's a little fact about our friendship. It all started on New Year's Eve,
Mhm.
2016, right?
I want to say 2016,
was-
15, 16, somewhere in there.
Yes, 2016 New
Yep.
Year's.
Yep.
At first, when I first met her, I wasn't too impressed because she was just a bitch to me.
I was.
She
I
was-
didn't like
She
anyone.
didn't like anybody.
I don't like
I
anyone.
think she kicked a cat one time out.
Maybe, but no one was a witness, so we'll just leave it alone.
And oh gosh, what was it? You said you were staying at our work. We work in a
Yep.
hotel.
We work
Not-
at a hotel. No
not-
names.
Not gonna say.
Nope.
We don't want you perverts knowing where we work.
Nope. We don't
Uh,
want you knowing our personal lives. Come on.
Come on. But we are gonna tell you about our friendship.
Yep.
She was staying there at the hotel, and
Yep.
I was bored. It was New Year's Eve, and I was talking to her at the front desk, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta go outside and smoke." Oh.
At the time, I smoked a cigarette.
Mhm.
I did. I was a smoker, but I have since quit. So, woohoo!
There you go.
Good for me.
And then we walked outside and started
Yep.
talking, and we made a reference to our favorite show, Key and Peele.
Right.
And,
Right.
And she said, "Bitch," and I said, "Bitch," and then she looked
And-
around and
And then a new friendship was formed, and it was a bond that goes beyond any bond I've ever encountered in my life with any person. And he annoys the hell out of me, but
oh,
he's my
oh,
bitch.
Jandis. Oh, Jandis, you're too kind.
And since then, we've just, been best friends. We got a place together a few months ago, and it's been a little rocky, but definitely a success in the books, I would say.
I wouldn't say it's rocky. I think it's pretty smooth from my point of view. Bitch.
Oh gosh. So yeah, that's kind of where our friendship has, where it started, and it's kind of evolved into this. And we both have a passion for, telling people about our lives and the things we're interested in. And so here we are in a walking stick fort. A couple beers in, and we're just happy to be talking to everyone.
It's the only way we can get an actual clear recording with our.
It's true.
We have a heater in our apartment that just sucks. It just comes on at the most inopportune times. Like it will never come on when we're not watching. Or when we're not watching TV, but then as soon as we turn on the TV, it comes on, and it's like,
Yep.
oh, you were watching? Oh, well, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I have to turn you up to volume 37,
Mhm.
not 36, 37.
37.
37.
When normally without the thing, all you can turn it to 15, and it's
Yep.
like, oh yeah, that's very comfortable. And then when the heater
And the
comes
heater
on,
comes on, no, FU 37. You're like,
Mhm.
okay. So, that is a little history on our friendship, but now we'd like to turn the tables a little bit and talk about the history of where we got our podcast name.
That's right.
Now, this is an interesting story.
So
Um,
we walked into town one day. We live pretty
2 miles.
about 2
About
miles.
2 miles.
We live 2 miles from where we live. I guess from where we were living.
Yeah. We
she-
were both about 2 miles out of town at the time.
Exactly, and we took a trail that leads into the main town, and we realized that. Well, I remembered that I had to go to work that afternoon, and I had to go to work at 2:30. It was 1 o'clock,
Right.
and we were like, "Oh, what are we gonna do? What I gotta
neither
go."
neither of us had our vehicles. We
Mhm.
parked at some grocery store, I want to say, and walked into town, right?
Oh no, we parked on the track down there on the tracks by your house.
Right. Okay, yeah, so wow, we were really out there.
Yeah, we
okay.
were really out.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we were walking back, and we had to take the bus back. Well, we were riding the bus, and there was some unsavory characters.
Yeah, just to keep in mind, it's public transportation. You don't have to pay to ride this bus.
I'm not bad talking
No,
it.
they're
I'm just.
donations. Come
Mhm,
on, but
donations.
some of the people are very interesting.
Mhm.
Some of the people who ride the bus are actually very popular in the community, which I found out recently. And some people are popular for other reasons. But needless to say, we found ourselves on this public form of transportation. And it got us to thinking about how when you're on a school bus, you see all these signs for, don't eat on the bus, don't stand on the bus. And it got us to thinking even more, what other things shouldn't you do on a bus?
And so we started rapping.
We did.
We did. We started.
We are both closet rappers.
We are. We're closeted
We're
rappers.
white as flour, but
But you-
we're rappers at heart.
You're white, but I'm translucent, so you can see right through me
This
on a
is
sunny
true.
day. So we started rapping, but we kept it not to a current or modern or even like the old school West Coast East Coast rap style. We kind of kept it more like 80s. So
Yes.
these are the rules: don't eat on the bus, don't stand on the bus, don't look at the bus.
Yeah, and it just kind of continuated and morphed into something ridiculous, and it stuck. And this was well over a year ago. Not this last summer.
It was about 2 years ago.
It was about 2 years ago, and so it has always been kind of an inside joke for us, and we just will bust it out at the most random moments. And when we were coming up with this idea of doing a podcast, we're like, what's something that actually means a lot to both of us? And that moment has stuck out in our friendship history. And bam, here you go. This is Don't Look at the Bus. So if you're ever on a bus, don't look at it.
Don't look at it?
Don't look at it. Don't try to talk on the bus.
Mhm.
Don't try to even open your eyes on the bus because it's a bad idea.
Preach.
Mm-hmm.
Girl. Oh,
I
look.
got this.
You got this? I'm actually kind of excited we're doing this because I spent all day working on little equipment
It's true.
for a makeshift studio.
We are literally in a blanket fort held up by the walking stick used out of our Christmas tree. And it has some really nice
I wouldn't say they're pagan.
No, not pagan. The pyrography?
Oh,
right?
pyography.
Pyrography. So
it's-
wood burnings.
Wood-
He did some wood burnings in the stem of our Christmas tree, because you guys probably don't know this yet, but though I am a redhead and I have pale skin and freckles, I am a day walker and I am also an avid hiker. So there you go.
Catch her outside. How about that? Well, I also wanted to bring up that the way we're trying to make the sound very nice. I mean, we don't want any s or p coming out. We made. I hope we're not getting any of that.
Hopefully not.
I spent all day just messing around with coat hangers and other things.
And nylons.
And
He's
nylon-
got some stockings.
I found some stockings at work.
It's almost like fairy wings, but
Mhm.
smaller.
Exactly. I made mic pops. I don't know
Yep.
if you're familiar with that. It's those round things those YouTube people use to keep the p and the ts off their mics. And pots and pots and pots and pots and pots and pants and pots and pants
And skirts and boots and skirts and boots and skirts and boots.
pants.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so my lovely roommate, Dodge Wolf, has been doing that all day, getting us amped and prepped and ready to go and
Antiquated.
and
I found there's a little story for you. Today I was waiting around for this XLR cable. It's for a USB that plugs into the mic and then into the computer. That way we can use it to record audio, because the mic that I found it at work. Somebody left it in a closet from like 6 years ago or something. And
lucky us.
And for a karaoke machine, and I was like, oh my God, can I have this? My boss was like, yes, you can. And I said, sweet. So I took it home and ordered a part for it, ordered that XLR cable on Friday through Amazon, which I have to say I'm just a little annoyed right now. When I ordered it was on Thursday night. I was expecting 2-day shipping, but that's right before the weekend.
True.
You're going
and a 3-day holiday.
Oh, that's
President's Day.
That too. But,
That's probably why you got screwed.
Well, that's a federal holiday. But here's
Hey.
the kicker. Here's the kicker. I put in the address for our work so I could just have it delivered there instead of to the apartment, where, that's where no, hold on.
Which,
Sorry.
did I tell you we actually received our first piece of mail today?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
For the first time in 2 months, sorry, total side note, for the first time in
Jesus.
2 months since we lived here, we actually received mail.
Was
like
it a bill?
physical mail. Yes.
Oh.
But
For what?
Still, I think it's for cable.
Oh, the
Our
internet?
It's our internet bill.
Aw. Today, I got our
No, this is exciting.
I got our electric bill too.
Oh shit.
Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready to hear this? Most of you are going to
This-
laugh.
The most sultry number in the
Mhm.
world.
Some of you are going to cringe.
I
Some-
haven't heard it yet, so I'm a little nervous.
Some of you are going to laugh. Some of you are going to cringe. But it was $112.
Oh, you
Right? That's
really?
our-
That's more than last.
Mhm.
Ugh.
It was 105 last year, or last month.
Last year.
Last
Last year, it was $300.
Right.
What's the name that goes with that? Bernice.
Burners. That's
That's another inside joke.
That's our other inside joke. We'll get to that one hopefully
yes,
soon.
that'll be a whole episode in itself.
Oh yes.
But anyways,
it has to do with the yacht club. So, Bernice, where's my? Oh, there's my beer.
Well, there's your Reds.
There's my Reds.
Which,
apple
by the
ale.
way, we should probably say that we've had a beer or two.
She has.
I have. I am an avid drinker of beers, wines, and everything in between. And tonight is a very good IPA. It's very hoppy and, a little on the hoppy side, which is not normally my taste, but, I'm going with it tonight. What's on your agenda? What's in
me?
your glass?
Well, mine is Reds Apple Ale. I hopefully I get sponsored here.
Maybe.
Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. Hey, if anybody from Red's Apple Ale is listening, please sponsor us.
Yeah.
But don't sue us, please. Oh my God, please don't sue us.
Anyways, so all that, bringing it back home to waiting for this shipping to get to the apartment.
Yes. Yeah. We'll cut that out.
We'll cut that out.
Anyway,
Yes.
back to
Editing
the
pro.
story. So, sorry, I messed up on the story earlier. I had put my I had put the address for the apartment in our order number, right? Or order? Yeah, for the part in on Amazon. And I was waiting for it, and I was like, well, I'm going to go to my parents' house and hang out with the dogs and everything because I missed them. I was looking online later that day, wondering if the part was dropped off at the apartment, because I put in the address for the apartment. I even put in a little note on the thing for extra directions or whatever that you want for your package. I told them South Building down at the end, and I put it all in there. I didn't say the address. I said the Southern Building. And I was waiting around forever, and then I was like, you know what? I'll hop on Amazon real quick while I'm at my parents'. And I looked on there, and I saw the address for our work. And I'm like, you're kidding me, because I had ordered something before and had it delivered to the hotel. Well, I called the hotel. I said, hey, did I get a package? And they said, no, there's nothing here for you. And I said, well, that's weird. And then I hung up, and then I went back on Amazon and looked, and it said it was signed by my coworker. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, sorry. We'll bleep that out. I can bleep that out.
Okay,
So,
good. All right.
we'll do lots of bleeps here in the episode. So,
Yeah. We're just foul-mouthed sailors. What can you say?
We are.
But we want to accommodate everyone.
Mm-hmm. So I get back on the phone. I call back. My boss picks up the phone instead of my other coworker. Oh, excuse me.
Bleep
Wow.
that out too.
Yeah, I'm gonna bleep that out. That was a
bleep, bleep, bleep.
thank you, Reds.
Jeez.
I call back. My boss picks up and she said, "Oh yeah, your package came." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Is it still there?" And she's like, "Well, let me check." And she goes and she checks. It's not there. And I'm like, "You're kidding me." And she's like, "Well, let me see where it's at, because I saw it here. My other coworker had signed for it."
Mhm.
And I'm thinking.
And that's when you realized.
That's when I realized it was
Yeah.
probably up in my box.
Yep, in his box.
Up
Because
in my
everyone
box.
has, well, all the lucky people have their own box.
Mm.
Us measly people have lockers in the basement.
Mm-hmm. You frickin' Morlock.
It's true. I never see the sun.
Yeah.
What is sunshine? I miss you. I
This-
need to write an ode to the sunshine.
Quit talking. The surface people are talking.
I'm sorry.
She's so
Oh
rude.
no, it's like the Silver Chair reenactment.
Yeah, you and the.
Please tell me you get that reference.
I'm
No.
not gonna lie on television.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Chronicles
lie.
of Narnia, Silver Chair. All the people thought that this. I think it was a lantern was the moon, and that's the only light they knew. Anyways, don't cut that out. It's history.
I'm gonna
it's
keep that.
Narnia.
I'm gonna keep that.
Okay. Anywho, so
Anyway,
your
so
package was
was
in the box, or
yeah,
what?
it
What's in
wasn't.
my box?
It was what's in the box?
What's in my box?
What's in my box? Anyway, so there was a lot of confusion. Long story short, or we call this a Dodge story among my
Yes,
friends.
yes.
It's where a story keeps going on and on and on, and
It
then
does.
and then when you think it's the end,
Surprise!
it is the end, and you find out that it wasn't as climactic as you thought. So,
Surprise, motherfucker.
and people say, "Then what happened?" Well, I went home and I went to bed. So.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So, needless to say, the box was in the box.
The box was in my box.
The box was in his box.
And
Congratulations.
And if any of you perverts are out there listening, yes, you can get in my box.
As long as you send it.
As long as you send
He
it.
doesn't mind free shipping.
Just send it.
Just send it.
Just send
It'll
it, bro.
be received without complaints. Anyways.
Anyway, what else were we going to talk about?
Oh, gosh. We were going to say one random fact about ourselves.
Oh, that's true.
Just something that a lot of people don't know. I don't know if a lot of people know this about me. Most of my closest friends know, but and you, especially being my roommate, you know this about me.
She snores.
No, I don't. Actually, I'm an early to bed, early to rise kind of gal. But
If you know what I mean.
I love putting puzzles together. Like, it is my jam. It's my thing. It is at the core of my existence. Puzzles and me, we just work, you know? It's one of those things where it helps my I'm very right-brained. I'm not very literal. I'm not left-brained. I'm just not. I'm more artsy, musical, artistic. So when I put a puzzle together, in a way, it feeds both parts of my brain. And it can take me anywhere from a day to 2 weeks. I can take up an entire dining room table and
It
not
was
feel
It was sitting there for about 2 weeks.
and not feel guilty. Well, it was a 1,000-piece puzzle, and it was like child-sized pieces. Okay, they were massive.
Any puzzle master can get that done within an hour.
They were massive pieces. I couldn't even fit the entire thing on my table.
Wait.
I had to put it in a box.
I was gonna say, wait, the kind that were for kids, or
Oh, yes. Such a jerk. Okay.
that's not the word she wanted to use.
It's not, but we want to be censor friendly, so here we go.
I can't wait to bleep everything out.
Oh, I know. If you're gonna bleep anything out, bleep out this. Fuck you.
Oh!
Anyways, no, I love you. I really do.
Oh yeah, you're a fucking beep 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 beep. beep. Okay,
Don't
okay,
don't
let's not-
delete that. Anyways,
yeah.
so yeah, I guess my thing is I love puzzles. I mean, there's a lot more random facts about myself that I could tell, but puzzles just get me. And for Christmas, I actually got 3, and I've only done 1 because my life, well, it's crazy. What's a random fact about you, Dodge Wolf?
Random fact about Dodge Wolf is that he used
Talking about yourself in
in the third person.
third
Yes,
person.
yes. Dodge
What fun fact about Dodge Wolf? What is it, Dodge Wolf?
A Dodge Wolf is a personality that's been culminated over several years into different
Ooh.
stories and into having arguments in the shower with yourself. But
Oh yeah.
yes, but strange or a random fact about me is I once built a tiny house.
Yeah.
Never finished it.
Nope.
It was a shell.
It
I was able to
was.
sell it
Mm-hmm.
and I found it later on, Facebook yard sale, finished, and someone didn't turn it into a house, but they turned it into a mobile food truck.
It was pretty great looking.
It was actually pretty cool.
They did a great job.
And they sold it for a fuck ton more. I'm gonna bleep out
You
that
know,
part.
It's funny that you bring that up because we actually had a barbecue outside of your tiny house.
Really?
Remember? It was your
Oh
grill.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. Okay, I was
So-
like, where? You never didn't tell me about this.
So this was what, a year, 2 years, last winter, something like that.
No, it was like 2 years ago.
Okay, sorry, my timing is off.
Wow.
About 2 winters ago, Dodge Wolf had his tiny house, just kind of situated out on some property, and he invited a few people over.
My parents' front yard.
I wanted to say something nicer, but
Don't lie. Don't lie to our viewers.
It was in the middle of
We have a responsibility.
What was there, like 2 feet of snow?
Yes.
I
Well,
want to say about 2 feet of snow, and he had his tiny little grill, and we made he made hamburgers, and it was actually really fun. I was kind of disappointed more people didn't turn out, but
I was up the night before making a bunch of hamburger patties, putting in my spices and everything, and I was expecting maybe like 5, 6, 7 people, and only 2 showed up.
Yep.
There was
It was
Jandis,
Jandis and Rocco.
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 No, or just say Rocky. Nobody
Rocky.
knows Rocky.
Anyways, yeah. So Jandis and Rocky showed up, and it was just Jandis.
Jandis.
She showed up, and she brought some cheese.
Damn it, Jandis.
I'm sorry.
I got. You guys didn't eat enough hamburgers. I got these great big birthing hips now.
Oh gosh.
They,
Oh yeah, no, that was actually really fun little get together. We had some music, if I remember correctly, and
yes, I think we
Yeah.
were playing it on my little crank radio.
yeah.
Yeah. And then it was our feet.
In case people don't know what a crank radio is,
It's just a cheap little $15 radio you can get on Amazon for camping. You crank it up. It has a solar panel on it for. I'm not sure what that sound was, but
it was my phone.
oh,
Sorry.
okay. It's a
Edit.
little crank on there that you can
Yeah.
you can charge your phone on. You can do almost anything with. $15. Look for it on Amazon. I'm not going to tell you the brand because they're not sponsoring me.
No.
But
Screw you, Amazon.
well, not Amazon, but the company that
Screw
I
you,
bought it from.
company.
Whatever company.
Whatever company you are, you're probably Japanese.
Yeah, send me
I don't know.
send me a free radio. I'll talk all about it, bud.
Oh gosh, your Canadian showing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh man, we have so many stories. But I think that this one is coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
We are just gonna wrap things up. So yeah, in a nutshell, we are the podcast is Don't Look at the Bus. You know our history. You know a little bit about the people who are presenting it to you. In the future, you will probably hear, some conspiracy theories.
History.
Yeah, lots of history. We were both huge history buffs. One thing you'll know about Dodge Wolf is he has a steel trap for a brain, and whereas Jandis, my alter ego, she's a flibbertigibbet. So everything comes in and leaves so quickly, but we're both history buffs. You will probably hear about certain people in history, people who have influenced us in our daily lives. You will not hear about our political stance or our religious stance.
Yes.
That is one thing we maintain and we will continue to maintain throughout this entire podcast. We have come to an agreement that any religion, politics, anything controversial will not air on our podcast.
That's just how you lose people.
Yeah,
If
and we're just not
want that-
interested. If you want to know where we stand, when we get our email up and going, if you want to write us, we'll write you back, but it will not air. So just be aware of that. Also, you will, and Dodge Wolf doesn't know this, you will hear old time stories from my grandfather
Ooh.
about crazy times he had in his youth. I will just say this. There was one time where they got a cat drunk and threw it up in the rafters, and I won't tell you the outcome. But if you care to hear the outcome, you will continue listening to us.
Ooh. I have some stories from my grandfather as well.
That'll
Now
be
you
a fun episode.
now you inspired
Yeah,
me. Okay, yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So yeah, we just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you.
Eventually, we will have a Patreon account set up.
Oh, you didn't hear?
Huh.
Patreon's dying.
What?
Yeah, they're dying.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why?
Everybody, because you click on Patreon and you're like, oh, give me $5, and everyone's like,
Are you serious?
I watched
Cut this out.
I
Cut
watched
this out.
I watched a video on it.
No, we're gonna cut this whole scene and we'll talk about it later.
Don't talk about Patreon.
Oh,
We'll get our money through ads.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
I'm gonna cut this part out.
Okay. Cut.
Cut,
Anyways,
cut, cut.
so so I am Jandis,
And I'm Dodge Wolf.
and that is why we don't
Look at the bar!